one of my favorite things, the bees are here at the farm. So we had a great day. We learned a lot from the beekeeper Scott, Tayden, and Baron were here. They learned a whole lot. So one of my favorite things, honeybees. We have them here at the farm. Yay!
I'm just going to set them down and open them up.
Okay.
And we'll let them calm down while we get all your equipment out.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. What do you think, Tay?
Good.
And which way do you want them facing? Which way south?
Well, this
that
is
way?
the north wind coming this way.
So that's facing this
So
way
I
would
think
probably
the
be
back
best.
of the beehives to the north. Is that what you usually
Yeah,
do?
usually, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife's allergic to bees, so.
Oh, your beekeeper husband and you're allergic to bees, right? But of course, that's the way it goes.
Those are pretty big beehives.
Those are awesome, Tay.
Look, you can see its little feet right there.
Those are awesome.
You want them, like it's 11, right? So noon's that way, so that's south, right? So you want them just facing south, like that? Is that okay?
You know what? You're the expert.
Well, I usually face mine south.
Okay,
Yep.
that's what I want then.
And that way the wind
I was
isn't
going to
going
face them this
in-
way, but you're thinking no, this way, eh?
Well, it's up to you.
Because I get the afternoon sun all day
Yeah,
long.
we can do that too.
Okay, we'll do that. Now to lift these, should I have them on the edge so I don't have to bend over, or what do you think? Or do you put them right in the middle?
You can actually put them anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to be adding boxes and taking boxes off, right? So it would be better like if you could be
Behind?
always behind, yeah.
Always behind.
Because the bees are trying to come in the front.
That's
And
true.
when you stand there,
You're in their way.
yeah, there's like, you don't realize it, but there's like hundreds of bees behind you trying to get in.
Okay,
Right? So,
gotcha.
so, and then
That's awesome.
it might also be good. So what's underneath here?
So this is just
Okay.
pallets.
All right.
Are we
You
okay?
can see,
So,
you can kind of see
Yeah, so if we slid it to one side or the other,
I'm good with that.
then you'd
with
have
all the moving.
area to work, right?
Okay.
So maybe I'll slide it over to here.
Okay.
You see this way, you can flip your lid over. So you flip the lid over, and then you set boxes on the lid. So you're not setting them right on here because you can squish bees. So if you're setting them on the lid,
Okay.
it's a lot better.
I get it. Doing before I. Oh, but there's four. Before I
Yeah,
get
it's-
too many.
it's
Yeah,
four.
Before you go full bore.
I don't want to hurt the bees. That's my main thing. Is I want to learn what I'm doing so I don't hurt them.
They're pretty resilient.
Are they?
Yeah, it's like you can screw up so bad, and a lot of times they can fix it. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've heard, and I'm going to ask you this: if you let the bees do what they know how to do, instead of always interfering. No.
I suggest going in about every 7 days,
Okay.
just to check to see what's going on.
Okay.
And so there's American foul brood, which is a disease that they can get.
Okay.
If they get that disease, you have to burn the hive.
Okay.
Okay, that's the only really bad thing.
Yes.
And the other thing is varroa mites.
Yes.
So they can really devastate a hive. But these hives have this thing here that you can
Okay.
pull out.
Okay.
And everything that drops through the bottom drops onto this.
So you know if there's mites.
So you can check for mites, and
Okay.
all bees have mites, okay? Canada and the US, we've had it since the 80s.
Okay, so we kind of are used to living with these mites and dealing with them, eh?
Right, and so you just buy a treatment to put on that kills mites.
Okay.
So
And I've heard
there's
you can...
not one on here.
Oh, that's
I'd love to
awesome.
be able to show you one.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I can.
But you're glad that you can't.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can hear them.
Yeah, we're gonna, if you guys don't get too close just right at the beginning,
Okay, because
and then give them 10 or 15 minutes and you'll probably be able to walk right up to the front.
That's awesome. My grandson has been so excited about meeting these bees.
There he is.
Oh, look, honey. Here's our bees. That's awesome.
I'm sure they're probably fine now, but you just give them a little bit.
Yeah.
And for the next few hours, it's going to look really confusing around.
Okay.
Because they're just trying to figure out where they are.
Yeah.
Figure out where their home is so that they can keep coming back, right?
Figure out what these humans are doing.
Yeah, they don't really care what we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
They just need to know how to get back home. If
Yes.
they're going to go out by the end of today, they're going to be visiting flowers and stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Bring it back to the hive what they need
Okay.
to feed their babies, right?
Gotcha.
And that's their house.
Okay.
Get it up to a second story here in northern Ontario.
Yeah.
Okay. That way you know they have enough food to get through winter.
That's my concern, is having enough food.
Anything above that is yours.
Okay.
That's how you look at it.
So the top part is yours.
Yeah.
But am I okay for the first winter to just not take anything and let the bees have
As
whatever's
long
in
as they
them?
don't get too full.
I
See, if
gotcha.
they get to a point where they're getting too full, you need to put the third box on. And then when fall comes, you just take it off.
Okay.
And if it's got honey in it or not,
Gotcha.
that's the decision on if you take any or not.
Right.
So,
Because what I kind of want to do is leave all the honey for the bees and just let them go. Is what I want to do.
good.
So that
the
is the
clothing.
queen.
This is the queen excluder.
Yeah.
Okay.
So once you get those to the second box height,
Okay.
then you put one of these on
Yes. Okay.
right on top of that,
Yeah.
and then your honey box goes on top of that.
Okay.
Okay. And
Because you want to exclude the queen from the honey, right?
right.
And we don't
Okay.
want her laying
Some
eggs
people
in there.
don't.
That's right.
Some people don't.
Okay.
But in the first year, you would want to,
Okay.
because they may not fill up the top box. So some people don't because they just let the queen go up there and lay. And then as the summer progresses, they block her out with honey, so they push her back down into the bottom box because they always move honey up.
Okay.
Okay, so these are your frames for your honey super.
And you put 9 in each one. Is that what it is?
9, yep, but I've given you 10 with the kit. So if something happens to one,
Okay.
you'll have a spare. Right? Anyway, so this is how I do it. Okay,
Okay.
I'll show you how some people do it. Some
Okay.
people just go like that,
Oh, I don't like that.
and then they think that's good enough spacing.
No.
But I'm one of those people
Okay.
that. So if you use your thumb
Okay.
to get in behind the frame, okay, and then you can basically feel
I understand.
what distance. And the reason for this is that they pull it out. They pull the wax out far enough before they cap it that when you are going to take the cappings off, they're out beyond here.
Okay.
So you put your knife across here
Okay.
and cut down like that. So
Yeah.
you just span it between these two pieces of wood. And you cut it down. And then, so that leaves that depth of wax for them to fill again with honey the next year.
Okay.
Right? Because you don't want them to keep having to pull this out every year.
Okay.
Because for a deep frame, okay, it takes the equivalent of 7 pounds of honey to produce the wax to pull that out.
Okay.
Right? So if you give them back pulled foundation, right, then they will be able to put that honey in the frame
Okay.
instead of pulling wax with it.
Okay.
So you're getting honey that much faster, right?
Okay.
So the second year's better.
Second year is better. Well, that's my feeling. Is the first year I just want to kind of.
Yeah, the first year,
I don't want to take anything from them the
You're-
first year.
the bees are teaching you how to take care of them,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Basically. So that's your,
Just listen to them, eh? They're
We
the
think-
boss.
This is all of ours?
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
but because
That's another queen exclusive. I'll show you this next because we talked about
Oh, what's that?
making the honey, right? So
Okay.
what you do at the end of August or whenever you want to take the honey off, okay, you basically lift this box up.
Okay.
You take the queen excluder out.
Okay.
You take this, which is called a bee escape.
Okay.
Okay, because you've excluded the queen from upstairs, you don't have to worry about her. The screen goes down like this, right? And then you put that on there, you close it back up again.
And what is the purpose of the bee escape? So they can get
So
in and out?
all the worker bees that are up here.
Yeah.
So instead of having to take every one of these out and sweeping the bees off and
Okay.
hurting them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That bee escape is there, and you just take this off, you put the bee escape on, you put that down, and you close it up and you walk away for a day.
They can only go through.
And you come back,
Yep. They can't.
they
come
can
back
only
out.
go down.
That's right. They
Oh,
can't
they
come back
can't
out.
come back up.
It works like a minnow trap.
They have to go
So-
upside down to go in.
So
But it'd be
they can
difficult.
figure out how to get out, but they'll walk around here and not be able to figure out how to get back in.
Okay.
Now, if you leave it for too many days,
Yeah.
they figure it out. Okay?
Okay.
So don't leave
So
it
it's
for
only
too
when
many
you
days.
want to get in here and you don't want to.
It's when you want to take your honey off,
Yeah.
and you
Gotcha.
don't want to blow them out with a blower, and,
Yeah. Okay.
or you don't want to sweep them off
Okay.
or shake them off, 'cause
Okay.
that makes them mad sometimes.
Yeah.
Right?
We don't want to make them mad.
These are your frames for the large boxes. They come in a box. They have beeswax on the inside, which you'll see when we open that. So they're a bit delicate, so
Okay.
we keep them in the box.
Okay.
It's a beautiful place for those bees to have or a home.
Well, this is why, it's a beautiful home for them.
Absolutely.
I just want to do right by them and make sure that I'm doing the best I can, but it is a beautiful home. I've, behind the beehives, I've planted all kinds of bee perennial flowers. So they have a nice
Beautiful.
area, and then we have a pond over there.
They'll love that.
Yeah, so it was kind of a natural thing to say, you know what, we need to get some bees here.
Okay, so this is a feeder.
Okay,
Now, you could feed them now if you want.
okay,
It just saves them going to so many flowers to pull out the frames that are in there, because they're new frames. There's 6 new frames. And then you put the second box on, and that's another 10 new frames, right?
okay,
So this time of year, you just mix 1 to 1 if you were going to do it.
so 1
don't
cup
need to
sugar,
do it.
1 cup water.
Yeah, or 1 kilogram
Yes.
to a liter.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 1 to 1. But you're saying if I don't do it, they'll do it themselves?
They will,
Okay,
but this would just help them.
it would
That's all.
kind of
They
move
get
them
there
along.
faster.
Okay,
Yeah. So that's the feeder. So if you pretend this is a brood box, okay,
The bigger one.
the box that the bees are in, you take everything off, and this goes right on top of the frames just like that.
okay,
Okay. So if there's any wax buildup on here, you might want to scrape it off with your hive tool
okay,
and then put that on. Okay. And then you just pour the liquid syrup in there.
okay,
Now
And
in the
lid goes
fall,
on.
you may want to do that to make sure they have enough
for the winter.
for the winter. But
Okay.
it's a 2 to 1 mix then. 2 parts sugar to 1 part water,
In the fall, okay.
because that's more the consistency of honey, so they can put it in the cell and cap it off quicker.
I see.
Because you don't want the cells open in the winter, because that's just excess moisture in the hive, right?
Okay.
So that's from the outside into there,
Yeah,
they can also drown.
okay,
So-
I understand.
So you actually take the inner cover off and store it somewhere and put the lid directly onto this when you're using this.
Okay,
Or else they could get in through the vent hole
gotcha.
and drown.
And drowned, okay.
This is your smoker.
Oh, that thing. Doesn't the smoker put the bees to sleep
Nope.
or drives them away?
I think what it does, well, the one thing it does is it blocks their pheromones. So they have an alarm pheromone, so an alarm smell that if there's something coming into the hive, the bees give off this pheromone, okay? And that alerts all the rest of the bees, okay? And when they smell that, they go, there's something in here, we gotta take care of it, right? So then they all get excited and start
Calms
stinging,
them down.
right? So
Just
what
calms them
this
down.
does is it blocks that, so that they can't smell it. Okay, and my uncle always said it also, what they think is their house is on fire, so they go and bury their head in the honey and get a mouthful of honey, because they're the next place that they go, because they're leaving because of a fire, they're going to have to start pulling comb to make a new hive. So
Okay.
now the trick with the smoker, with these ones anyway, is this little thing. It gives an airspace at the bottom for the air, when the air comes in here
Okay.
underneath the fuel. Okay, so put that in, but sometimes it'll end up like that. If you just give it a flip until it's standing on its legs,
Okay, so it's supposed to stand
Okay.
on its legs.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
and then there's 100 different ways of starting it. You guys watch YouTube. Watch YouTube.
Okay.
People will start things and put it in the bottom and keep adding stuff in to get it going, and you just pump to give it air so it keeps going.
Just like
Okay.
starting a fire, eh, baby?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but a little trick that the bee inspector, the older bee inspector, taught me a few years ago, works really great. It's harder on your smoker, but your smoker will still last for years.
For sure.
So what I do is I pack it right full. I use hay or straw, or you could use wood chips, okay, wood shavings or whatever. You pack it right full, and then you get a automatically starting torch,
Okay.
propane torch. Put it on the side and just start pumping. You'll probably get about 6 seconds in, and there'll be smoke coming out of it.
Okay.
And you can take the torch away and you just keep it going for a minute or two, and then it'll stay going and you can set it down.
Awesome.
So when you empty out your soot,
You can easily lose that.
so make
don't
sure
lose that little guy.
You be aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay. And put it back in there. And sometimes the paint gets flipped over, but you can do it.
We'll be watching this video many times, Scott, to make sure
Yeah.
we do it right.
Okay.
Awesome.
So that's,
What would you
that's
do to
swarming
keep them
season.
from swarming?
What do I do?
Yeah. Or what would I do?
split my bees and sell them to other people.
That's right. But
So
if
that keeps them weaker.
Okay.
You just have to make sure they have enough room. So, like usually, most of the time they'll have enough room until about mid-May.
Okay.
And then as soon as the dandelions hit, they start filling that hive up. They start running out of
Oh, so if I make sure they always have enough room, they're not
Yeah.
going to swarm.
You just-
The only time they
So-
want to swarm is when they're crowded.
Right.
Okay.
And crowding can be not just too many bees. It can mean all the cells are full of honey
Okay.
and they're backfilling into the brood area.
Okay.
So then if the queen runs out of a place to lay,
Yeah.
that's their thing they start.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. So keep
just-
these things clean and free. Like, don't let it build up.
Well, you can't control where the bees put it, so you just got to give them enough room that they can keep moving.
Okay.
Right? So, and they always move nectar up.
Okay.
So you just add boxes up.
Okay.
This year you're not going to have to worry about it too much,
Yeah.
right? So those ones there, when they're hatching out, okay, once those frames get about 3/4 of the way filled out,
Getting pretty hot.
okay, so once a couple outside ones are left that they haven't pulled yet, that's time to get the next box on.
Okay.
Now, every time you put a box on, you need to pull a frame into that box that they've been working on.
Okay.
Okay, so from that bottom box, when you put the next one on, you need to pull a frame from there up into the next box. It
Okay.
can be a brood frame or a honey frame, okay? So, but if you're moving a brood frame up, make sure you put it right above another brood frame, because the young bees travel on those frames to take care of the babies and stuff,
Okay.
right? So that's that. But when you move to your honey super, okay, so you have to be aware of where your brood boxes are at, because you need to put one of those honey frames down in there to get them to do some work on it before you put your honey super on, because you need one up there. 'Cause
Okay.
they'll swarm right out from underneath.
Is that right?
If you put it all on with unpulled frames,
Okay.
they'll just swarm out from underneath it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
unless they're super strong, then they're forced to move up.
Right.
But it's better just to have something up there that they've worked on, and after your first year, you're fine because you have all those frames that they've already worked on to put in there. Right?
Okay, I understand. Well, I understand now. I'll probably have to watch this 10 more times, but
Yeah,
that's okay.
Well, anybody that buys bees from me, I make myself available
I
by
know you
phone,
do.
text,
I know.
messenger, whatever. I've even Skyped with people that bought bees from Sault Ste. Marie, and they phoned and Skyped with me, and I went through their hive with them. So,
Okay, so listen, because I have to tell you, I've been very impressed with you. And the reason I went with you is because I feel that you do, it's all about the bees.
Yeah.
And you are very customer service oriented. So if you want to tell people where they can find you, I'm happy with that.
Okay. Yep, just FB Farm. F as in Frank, BEEFARM.com. So
Okay.
That's our website.
Awesome.
And I have a YouTube channel, which I haven't been doing any on.
But if they want to find you on YouTube?
I think it's under Bees and Boats.
Yes, it is. I
Yeah.
went on there. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So
awesome.
because next Friday is our last delivery for bees
Yes.
this year,
Yes.
we have a houseboat in Temagami, and that's where we're
Away
headed.
you go. Good for you. Awesome. Awesome. I want to say thank you, Scott, because you've been awesome from the word go right till the bees got here. Very much customer service oriented, all about the bees, and thank you.
Okay.
So we had a fantastic day of information. The boys did awesome, right, boys? You did awesome. You had your suits on. You weren't scared at all. And we have honeybees at the farm. So we are very, very thankful. Now we just have to do right by the honeybees and make sure we keep them healthy. Right?
Yeah.
You have a good day.